Hello and welcome to another Vinny Talks Yanks. I'm your host Vincent LaRose, and I got a video coming out today. Before I leave for work, I'm going to try to record this as fast as I can, so it might not be super long, but there is a lot of Yankees news to cover right now. So, of course, the big one, a couple days ago, Trent Grisham does accept the Yankees qualifying offer of $22.05 million, Grisham will be back for the 2026 season, which I'm excited about. I do not like the amount of money it is, though. $22 million for Grisham is a lot. I know he had a very good year last year, good power. He was very clutch as well, and we all know Grisham's defense is elite, but that's still a lot of money for a guy who's only had one good season. It's scary to say, for the most. We know he struggled in the playoffs quite a bit, and that just puts the Yankees in a very weird spot because before anything really started in the offseason, the Yankees did announce that they weren't going to spend over they didn't announce. It was reported by an insider that the Yankees weren't going to spend over $300 million. And then with this address, after Yarborough and now Grisham, the Yankees did sign Yarborough for an extension of 1 year, not an extension, but another year, $2.5 million. That puts the Yankees about $284 to about $287 million. Really, it just depends on arbitration. We won't get those numbers for a little bit of time now. But it essentially guarantees the Yankees to go over $300 million. So I don't know if that report was just fake or whether the Yankees just backtracked on what they said and realized that if they don't spend over $300 million, they're not putting a World Series caliber team out there. So it's a very interesting discussion and topic, but I'm still not upset about it. I'm very happy that Grisham is returning. Also, the Yankees did decide to add some men to the 40 roster. They added Spencer Jones, Clayton Beeter, and I'm so sorry, I'm forgetting his name. Oh, the prospect we got back for trading Carlos Navaja to the Red Sox. I do not remember his name. I'm sorry, I'm not going to look it up. I have to record this video quite quick. I want to get all this stuff out there, but so that fills up the 40-man after Trent Grisham accepts the qualifying offer. The Yankees still have till tomorrow, Friday. This should be posted in like an hour, so Thursday. So the Yankees have till tomorrow, Friday, to non-tenure any guys they want to non-tenure. Guys like Scott Afrox, Mark Leiter Jr., a couple other guys can technically be non-tenured. I don't see it happening. Maybe Yeri De Los Santos could be. But that's going to get some money off the books. I think the most likely one we'll see is Mark Leiter Jr. just because he is making $3 million a year. The rest of those guys aren't making nearly that much. So I think they do decide to non-tenure Mark Leiter Jr. You got to open up space. They might not because they do need the bullpen help, and just in case they don't get that help, Mark Leiter Jr. is still a good piece out of the bullpen. Not a great piece, but a good piece. Can eat an inning or two, and every once in a while he'll go out there and shove. He does have good stuff. So he dealt with injuries last year, and he just wasn't really that great. But that's what's going on there. So, with Trent Grisham accepting the qualifying offer, the Yankees have said that does not change their pursuit on Cody Bellinger and signing him, getting him to return, which is very, very good news. When that news dropped, I thought that $300 million mark was really in play, and that almost essentially meant that we were out on Cody Bellinger. I can almost guarantee we're out on essentially every other free agent. We're not going to sign Tucker. We're not going to get a huge starter. Ime Tutsaya, I'm saying his name wrong. Ime, the pitcher from the MPB that was posted today, actually. He is still in play, I would say. They signed Yarborough to close that fifth starter role. Technically, we had 7 starters and 3 of them. Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, and Max Fried, Jesus Christ, and Clark Schmidt are all going to start the season on the IL. Rodon and Cole will be back early in the season, but Schmidt will be out probably till after the All-Star break, quite a bit after the All-Star break. So they signed Yarborough to fill in that 5th spot, and then when Rodon comes back, because he's scheduled to come back first, you would just throw Yarborough right back into that long man role he was last year, it was a great signing. It was a very smart signing. It was a very useful signing for the Yankees. You're getting a good starting pitcher and a long man at the same time. He's great in both roles. He was great in both roles last year. He had a couple iffy starts. But him being hurt in the postseason actually really hurt us, because I think those first 2 games we got blown out by the Blue Jays, Yarborough would have eaten up a ton of innings for us and kept our bullpen in a little bit better shape than it was. I know we didn't blow everybody, but, just saying. And now, speaking of bullpen, some news that we just got about a couple hours ago. The Yankees and Devin Williams are actually in talks for a return. So the Yankees are talking to Devin Williams and trying to see if they can figure out a contract to have him return. I think it's probably going to be a prove-it deal for Devin Williams just because how bad he was last year. Probably for any team he goes to, the first season being only a couple million, or the first 2 seasons, I think it's probably going to be like a player option for the second season or something like that. That kind of ordeal contract, maybe $10 million. He's projected to get $16 million a year, which is a ton of money because Rafael Iglesias just got $16 million a year from the Braves, and Devin Williams was not better than Rafael Iglesias last year. So I'm guessing somewhere in the 12 range, which is still a lot for somebody with an over 4 ERA out of the bullpen. But Devin Williams' stuff is still there. I know you guys are screaming, please don't re-sign him. We don't want him back. You know, he is probably the reason the Yankees lose the division last year to the Blue Jays. It's true. It sucks to say, but it's probably true. Along with Aaron Boone rolling him out there for as long as he did for some time. But it's like there likely is going to be a return. I think I don't know with Devin Williams. It's very weird. I really don't want the Yankees to put too much money into him. I mean, if the Yankees are going to go, screw it, we're going to spend a bunch of money, we're just going to get these guys. Who cares then? Maybe you go out and unload the bag for Edwin Diaz or Ryan Helsley. That's not going to happen, truthfully. Like, realistically, they're going to work their bullpen through trades again. That's usually what they've done in their past. You can look at their past. They usually build their bullpen through trades. Fernando Cruz is a great example of that last year. He was awesome for us, had the highest strikeout rate in baseball, and we traded him for Jose Trevino and Alex Jackson. Or was it Alex Jackson? I think so. But the Yankees are going to work their bullpen through trade. The money is going to be the issue. I know last year they worked something out with Jazz in his arbitration where Jazz took less money so they could sign Tannehill. And I'll be honest with you, that's really cool of Jazz, but Jazz shouldn't have to do that. Jazz should make his money. Jazz is a star. Maybe not a superstar, but he's a star. You can argue with the wall. Jazz is a star. He's a great defender, a great base runner. He steals a bunch of bags. He hits a bunch of homers. Is his average maybe not as high as you want it to be? Yes, but Jazz is a star, regardless of what anybody says. He could have had a 40-40 season if he didn't get hurt last year. It wouldn't surprise me if he had a 40-40 season going out next year. I made a video on Jazz, but I want the Yankees to extend him so bad. I love Jazz. But that's another thing that's going on. So the Yankees, like I said before, they're probably out on Tucker. I mean, I don't think they're ever really in on Schwarber, but they're not going to sign Schwarber. They're not going to get like Dylan Cease or Framber Valdez, although Framber Valdez, again, wasn't really in the rumors. But don't expect them to go out and sign the top of the top free agents after Cody Bellinger. I think after Cody Bellinger, it'll just be additional small pieces here and there. I don't think they're going to go for a guy like Ryan Helsley or Edwin Diaz. I think that's all completely out. I would love Robert Suarez so much. He's very, very good, but I think he's a little bit underrated because he plays for the Padres, and Padres are only good for about a third of the season, and they fall off the face of the earth like always, or they just get spanked by the Dodgers in the playoffs. But Robert Suarez is a very good guy out of the bullpen. He's another guy that I really like. I fully trust David Bednar as in the closer role. I think the Yankees are going to have time to work with Camilo Duvall to make him really, really good again. Fernando Cruz was very good for us last year. I think he is also going to be very good for us this year. There's a lot of pieces that we do have. Like even Jake Bird can be very good for us. I think when you work with people, hate our coaching staff, but Matt Blake is very good at what he does. Anybody who thinks Matt Blake is not a good pitching coach, you're wrong. He's a very, very good pitching coach. He's worked with, I know Clay Holmes exploded at the end, but when Clay Holmes first came over, he was horrible. And you guys think he was bad when he was with us. He was terrible. He was terrible with the Pirates. They made him into one of the better closers in the game for some time. Obviously towards the end that wasn't great. But, even Fernando Cruz, over 4 ERA in Cincinnati, they worked with him, and now he had the highest strikeout rate in all of baseball. I think you give them time with Camilo Duvall, close that stance a little bit. because it's quite open, but you give him time with Camilo Doval, David Bednar, we're already getting with him. Give him some time with Jake Bird. This bullpen can be built very well, but I still think like pieces like, we still have Tim Hill as well, but like Mark Leiter Jr. I feel like was a failed experiment. That's not Blake's strong suit. Blake is good with high pitch velocity and breaking and like sliders and stuff like that. That's where Blake shined with guys. That's where he was able, like Holmes was the perfect example of that. So I'm fully confident in the Yankees to build a good bullpen. They have built so many good bullpens, guys. We saw it for so many years. Last year was like the outlier. If you don't think the Yankees can build a good bullpen, I don't really know what to tell you. They can build one. I don't think they're going out. Robert Suarez is actually really the only guy I want them to pursue in free agency, but that's going to put them, after Bellinger, and if they do re-sign Williams, that's going to put them way over that $300 million threshold. They're going to be close to $320, and I know it moved up this year. A couple times I think I said $301 million. I think the threshold, that third tax bracket, is $307 now, so they technically have up until $306,999, whatever it is, to spend until they are taxed 3%. 100% on every single dollar. They're currently in the second bracket already after the Grisham accepts the qualifying offer. So I don't remember the percentage of money you're taxed on that, but I know after 307, or it's either 3, it's like somewhere from 307 to 310. After that, you're taxed 100% on the dollar. So every single dollar you spend, you're spending double, essentially. And it's understandable why you want to save that money, especially you have to take it in an owner's point of view as well. You're giving it to teams like the A's, the Rays, the Pirates, who just don't really spend money. So you're giving them money to not even spend the money. So I know the Rays and the Athletics last year were told by the MLB they need to spend more money or they will be receiving no revenue sharing. If you guys don't know, that tax money actually just goes to revenue sharing. That goes to other teams around the MLB, like the A's, the Rays, the Pirates, who don't make nearly as much money, obviously, because they don't spend money. But they don't make nearly as much money, and that revenue sharing is supposed to go into contracts. It's supposed to give those teams the opportunity to sign higher end free agents, even though they never do. I mean, the A's highlight was Luis Severino, man. So stupid. But the Pirates, I know there were certain teams, like the Pirates were told they got to spend money, so they extended Brian Reynolds. I think that was 2 years ago, not last year. But there's a bunch of stuff going on right now. There's a bunch of rumors, but those are the main ones. Those are the ones I think is happening. I think at the end of the day, the Yankees re-sign Bellinger and rework the bullpen a little bit. And you might be saying, well, then we're kind of rolling out with the same team. You're eliminating Paula Goldschmidt, obviously, but I have full trust in Ben Rice. Then if you have an issue with Ben Rice hitting against lefties, you just throw Cody Bellinger at first base if you really want to. Or the Yankees do have an option to sign Okamoto. He's coming over from the MVP as well. He's not a huge free agent. You can probably work a deal for a good amount of money that's not destroying the Yankees on the luxury tax side. And he can roll in that third base spot against lefties if you don't want McMahon. He can roll in that first base spot against lefties if you don't want Rice, or however you decide to do it. I feel like the Yankees are in a good spot. Grisham did good during the trade deadline last year. I'm sorry, what time is it? 1:30. Okay, I got a couple minutes. So Cashman did very good at getting guys with years of service. So they weren't coming out here into the offseason going, all right, we have to sign 10 people. They were going, let's return Cody Bellinger. If we lose Grisham, that's fine, because you give Jason Dominguez and Jones a chance. Speaking of that, Jones is going to be given an opportunity, which I'm so confused what the Yankees are doing with Jason Dominguez right now. At this point, you got to trade him, or I don't even know what to do. I'm sorry, I don't even know what to say about that. It's so weird. I'll do a separate video on that. But there's so much going on. There's so many different rotating pieces. A lot of people are like, we want stuff done. Remember, guys, it's still only November. Most of this stuff gets done during winter meetings. Then, Christmas happens, and then, baseball is dead for about a month. There's a couple signings here or there, and then we get ramped up for spring training again. But as I was saying, there's a lot of things going on, and a lot of moves. The Yankees could have even agreed to a deal with somebody like Devin Williams or somebody else, or maybe there's another contract in lieu. They are talking to Kyle Tucker, but only if they miss out on Bellinger. There's a lot of stuff that goes on that we have no clue might be happening. This is just my best guess. I'm not saying this is what happened. This is what's happening, but you have to give it a little bit of time. Free agents aren't going to fly off the board. They never do anymore. It's usually the guys, like these early guys, are obviously all the qualifying offers, and all the guys that are just like tell their agents, look, I like the team I'm with. Let's get a deal with the team I'm with, and after that I'm good. There's a lot of guys who just want to be done before Christmas, so we'll get those guys out of the way. But Kyle Tucker, truthfully, is going to be a guy I think is not going to be signed until after Christmas. Maybe winter meetings, it wouldn't surprise me, but with Scott Boras being his agent, they're going to go for as much money as possible. They're going to go around to different teams. Well, this team's offering me this, okay, so we'll offer you this. Kyle Tucker is going to be a huge, I don't see him going to the Yankees. I see Dodgers or Blue Jays, to be completely honest, as it seems like a lot of free agents are now Dodgers or Blue Jays. So don't expect Kyle Tucker. It's not happening, guys. It's not. Their main goal is a reunion with Bellinger, and then more than likely, maybe Okamoto I could see them doing, because that adds another infielder, another versatile infielder who can play third and first base, right-handed hitter that can hit against lefties, that gets McMahon or Rice out of the lineup, and then possibly right-handed hitting catcher. I think they really need a right-handed hitting catcher, and I know that is on their board, so we could see that happen. Don't expect like JT Realmuto or anything. It's going to be a guy who's a good defensive catcher and can hit lefties. That's where it's going to be. I haven't actually looked into that. I should look into that to see who would fit best for me. But that's everything that's going on. So let me know if I missed anything, because there is a lot. So let me know if there's anything. Let me know down in the comments if there's anything else you want me to talk about. I do have an announcement though. So I have started, me and my editor Giancarlo, we have started a media company. It's called Rosaletta Media. We are planning to start posting videos in the first week of December, possibly at the beginning of the year. Really, the editing is atrocious to do, but there's going to be so my channel, there's going to be 5 channels involved. My channel, this channel being one of them. There's going to be 2, there's going to be a gaming channel, a hobby channel, another channel. You guys will see. I'm not going to announce all the channels yet, but if you guys want, if you're interested, I will link it down below, Rosaletta Media. You guys can sub to that channel. That'd be greatly appreciated. We're not going to be posting for a little bit. I don't even, our logo isn't even done yet, but if you guys want to start subbing stuff, a lot of stuff will be posted. Gaming, sports stuff, there's a bunch of stuff going to be posted. So if you guys are interested, you don't have to. You could go subscribe. I'll leave that channel down in the description. But as always, I appreciate everybody for watching if you're on the YouTube side, or listening if you're on the podcast side. Everybody's much appreciated. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Have a good day. Hope everything's working out for you. And as always, go Yankees.